Hey guys, welcome to the third edition of Artsy Fartsy Friday. This week, we're gonna paint. So get out your acrylic paints and your paintbrushes, and I'm gonna talk to you about all the supplies that you'll need right now. In order to complete today's project, you will need rocks. These ones are pretty small, fit in about the palm of my hand. You'll need a trash bag, some paintbrushes, cups for water, acrylic paint, maybe some Sharpies, and paper towel. And you will also need pictures of people that you care very much about. This beautiful self-portrait was painted by Anna Hunter a few years ago when we had art camp. So what we're going to do today is we're going to paint different features of a face on rocks. And look what happens when we put these over a self-portrait. We can put this eye over there, and then this eye over here, and a nose, and some broken teeth. See, look. So we can take that out, and we can put a tongue in if we want to. We can take an eye out and put this one in, or we can do 3. We can paint as many as we want to. And then the other fun things that we can do with them is we can take the rocks and we can put them over pictures in magazines, or it'd be fun to take them outside with sidewalk chalks and make a face and then draw the whole body. Here's my self-portrait. So let's see. I think I need this nose and this eye. And I mean, guys, that's a pretty big mouth because I kind of have a pretty big mouth, but how about a tongue? Nice, right? Here's the last one. You can also use them with pictures of friends. Does anybody know who this person is right here? Well, I think this person needs one eye, and then another eye. Kiss it, Carla. And a nose. Who's that? I have no idea. So here's what I love about working on a trash bag like this. We can put our paints directly on this, and this becomes our palette, and it also becomes our workspace. Now you got to remember, guys, with acrylic paint, if you get it on your clothes or on the table, it's not going to come off. So make sure that you're wearing old clothes. Make sure that you're wearing an apron, okay? Now, I've already mixed up some green paint here. Okay, now remember, if you haven't painted with me before, or if you have, what do we do once a paint is on the brush? We put it back in the water, okay? I'm going to take this brush out. For acrylic paint, I don't want a really wet brush, so I'm going to dry it off, okay? Now, I'm going to try to mix up some skin color. So I've got some brown, some red, some yellow, and some white if I need to lighten it. So let's see if this works. It may or it may not. Let's see. That looks pretty good to me. So now I'm going to take some of this paint and I'm going to move it off to the side, and I want to lighten it up a little bit. So I'm going to add just a little bit of white. And then I'm going to take some of this out, move it over here, and put a little bit more white in it. So now I have 2 good colors for skin tone. Okay, put that back. Okay. I'm going to dry off my brush a little bit. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paint an ear. So we've got this. Should we do it this way? Let's do it this way because I can kind of see an ear there. So I'm going to take some of this really light color and I'm just going to paint a C. Easy, right? And I'm going to fill it in. So that's pretty basic. I want the ear to look really funny though. So I'm going to make this part. This is going to be the top of the ear. I'm going to let it stick out further like that. And I'm going to let this part come even further down. I'm going to fill in those holes. Okay. Doesn't look like anything special right there. You wouldn't necessarily think it was an ear. I'm going to rinse that light paint off. Dry my brush on my paper towel and go back in with some darker paint. Now I'm going to do the inside of the ear. Got too much water on there, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, the inside of the ear is a backwards G. Okay? So that's the inside of the ear. So now I have a detail brush here, and I'm going to come back to some of this dark brown. And this is going to be a hairy ear. So maybe like your dads have ears like this, or your grandpa, your next door neighbor. Hairy ears. It doesn't look perfect, but it doesn't have to. I'm going to get some yellow. I'm going to use my detail brush. And here is a hoop earring. Now, after this dries a little bit, I'm going to give it another coat so that it looks better. But definitely an ear. So this is going to be a wide open mouth. So I'm going to start with my red. And I've got a detail brush. So I got to make the lips around the mouth. The reason that I painted this white first is because if you don't, the image that you make, it won't come out very well because when this dries, it's going to dry a lot darker. You won't be able to see it very well. So I'm painting on a white surface. This is 2 coats of white. So I'm going to try to cover up all this white. So basically I'm painting a circle. Now the first time you paint anything, it may not look great, but that's fine. You can go back over it again. Now I'm going to make the inside of the mouth. I'm going to leave room for teeth though. So right here in the middle, I want it to look black. So I'm just making one black stripe through the middle. Now I'm going to get my detail brush. Oh, I'm going to do this first. Let's see if this works. Okay, I'm actually going to take some of my white paint and I'm going to get some yellow. Going to mix that in there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my yellow, and these are going to be some nasty teeth. Okay, so I'm just going to paint this around in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to come down in here, just slopping paint on there. But wait, here's where it gets really good. Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to come back here and get some of this brown. Okay, now we're going to make black lines in there so that they look like teeth. I want a big gap right there in the middle. And you want those black lines to connect this black line in the middle to the bottom lip. Now here's the really fun part. You want some broken teeth? Take your black and cover up some of that white. And there you go. So these are the teeth. And this is the ear that I just did. So let's go back to our favorite picture of our favorite person. Right there. And right there. That looks really nice, don't you think? And then maybe a crying eye. Sad Brian is sad. And this eye. But we got to move the eye up to get all that in there. You guys, look at that. Isn't that great? Take pictures of whatever it is that you make, whether you use sidewalk chalk or a picture of a friend or a self-portrait. And remember, if somebody asks you, what did you do on Friday? You just look at them and say, I arted.